Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Have need of. Anything that is necessary but lacking. He had sufficient means to meet his simple needs. The psychological feature that arouses an organism to action toward a desired goal. The reason for the action. That which gives purpose and direction to behavior. Require is useful, just, or proper. A state of extreme poverty or destitution. A general state of need exists among the homeless. A condition requiring relief. She satisfied his need for affection. Have need of. Consider obligatory. Request and expect. We require our secretary to be on time. Require is useful, just, or proper. Success usually requires hard work. Make someone do something. Have need of. This piano wants the attention of a competent tuner. Anything that is necessary but lacking. I tried to supply his wants. A state of extreme poverty. The state of needing something that is absent or unavailable. For want of a nail, the shoe was lost. A specific feeling of desire. Feel or have a desire for, want strongly. I want to go home now. Be without, lack, be deficient in. Want courtesy. Hunt or look for, want for a particular reason. Your former neighbor is wanted by the FBI. Wish or demand the presence of. I want you here at noon. The act of motivating, providing incentive. The psychological feature that arouses an organism to action toward a desired goal. The reason for the action. That which gives purpose and direction to behavior. We did not understand his motivation. The condition of being motivated. His motivation was at a high level. The psychological feature that arouses an organism to action toward a desired goal. The reason for the action. That which gives purpose and direction to behavior. He acted with the best of motives. A theme that is repeated or elaborated in a piece of music. Impelling to action. Motive please. Causing or able to cause motion. A motive force. A design or figure that consists of recurring shapes or colors, as in architecture or decoration. Consider obligatory. Request and expect. Aren't we asking too much of these children? Make a date. Has he asked you out yet? Address a question to and expect an answer from. The children asked me about their dead grandmother. Require is useful, just, or proper. This job asks a lot of patience and skill. Direct or put. Seek an answer to. Ask a question. Make a request or demand for something to somebody. She asked him for a loan. Require or ask for as a price or condition. He is asking $200 for the table. Express the need or desire for. Request the participation or presence of. Gather or collect. Require is useful, just, or proper. Claim as due or just. The bank demanded payment of the loan. Required activity. There were many demands on his time. Require is useful, just, or proper. This position demands a lot of personal sacrifice. A condition requiring relief. There is a demand for jobs. An urgent or peremptory request. His demands for attention were unceasing. Ask to be informed of. I demand an explanation. Lay legal claim to. Request urgently and forcefully. The victim's family is demanding compensation. Summon to court. The ability and desire to purchase goods and services. The automobile reduced the demand for buggy whips. The act of demanding. The kidnapper's exorbitant demands for money. Have as a necessary feature. This decision involves many changes. Connect closely and often incriminatingly. Require is useful, just, or proper. Contain as a part. Dinner at Joe's always involves at least 6 courses. Engage as a participant. Don't involve me in your family affairs. Make complex or intricate or complicated. The situation was rather involved. Occupy or engage the interest of. His story completely involved me during the entire afternoon. Require is useful, just, or proper. Cause to be a concomitant. Maintain or assert. Logic. A proposition that is accepted as true in order to provide a basis for logical reasoning. Take as a given. Assume as a postulate or axiom. Require is useful, just, or proper. This intervention does not postulate a patient's consent. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be capable of holding or containing. This box won't take all the items. Remove something concrete, as by lifting, pushing, or taking off, or remove something abstract. Take the gun from your pocket. Serve oneself to, or consume regularly. I don't take sugar in my coffee. Make a film or photograph of something. Take a scene. Be designed to hold or take. This surface will not take the dye. Require, time or space. Take somebody somewhere. Can you take me to the main entrance? Have sex with. Archaic use. He had taken this woman when she was most vulnerable. Have with oneself. Have on one's person. She always takes an umbrella. Receive or obtain regularly. We take the Times every day. Admit into a group or community. Head into a specified direction. Pick out, select, or choose from a number of alternatives. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Assume, as of positions or roles. Interpret something in a certain way. Convey a particular meaning or impression. How should I take this message? Lay claim to, as of an idea. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Take a risk. Take something or somebody with oneself somewhere. Engage for service under a term of contract. Shall we take a guide in Rome? Be stricken by an illness, fall victim to an illness. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take as an undesirable consequence of some event or state of affairs. Get into one's hands, take physically. Can you take this bag, please? Require as useful, just, or proper. It takes nerve to do what she did. Occupy or take on. Receive willingly something given or offered. Be a student of a certain subject. Proceed along in a vehicle. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Ascertain or determine by measuring, computing or take a reading from a dial. Take a pulse. Be seized or affected in a specified way. Take sick. Buy, select. I'll take a pound of that sausage. Carry out. Take action. Experience or feel or submit to. Obtain by winning. Winner takes all. Take by force. Take into one's possession. I'll take 3 salmon steaks. The act of photographing a scene or part of a scene without interruption. Travel or go by means of a certain kind of transportation, or a certain route. He takes the bus to work. A state of extreme poverty or destitution. Their indigence appalled him. A state of extreme poverty or destitution. The act of making someone poor. A state of extreme poverty or destitution. A state of extreme poverty or destitution. Be priced at. Represent, as of a character on stage. Form or compose. These constitute my entire belonging. Be identical or equivalent to. Have life, be alive. A light, strong, brittle, gray, toxic, bivalent, metallic element. Have an existence, be extant. Work in a specific place, with a specific subject, or in a specific function. Have the quality of being, copula, used with an adjective or a predicate noun. Occupy a certain position or area, be somewhere. What is behind this behavior? Spend or use time. I may be an hour. To remain unmolested, undisturbed, or uninterrupted, used only in infinitive form. Let her be. Anything indispensable. The condition of being essential or indispensable. Anything indispensable. The essentials of the good life. Of the greatest importance. Absolutely necessary, vitally necessary. Essential tools and materials. Defining rights and duties as opposed to giving the rules by which rights and duties are established. Basic and fundamental. The essential feature. Being or relating to or containing the essence of a plant, etc. Essential oil. Anything indispensable. A place where the requisites of water, fuel, and fodder can be obtained. Necessary for relief or supply. Anything indispensable. Allow farmers to buy their requirements under favorable conditions. Something that is required in advance. Required activity. The requirements of his work affected his health. Anything indispensable. Absolutely essential. Unavoidably determined by prior circumstances. The necessary consequences of one's actions. A feature of the mental life of a living organism. The state of having little or no money and few or no material possessions. The quality of being meager. Less than adequate. The relative poorness of New England farmland. The quality of being poorly made or maintained. She was unrecognizable because of the poorness of the photography. The state of having little or no money and few or no material possessions. The state of having little or no money and few or no material possessions. The act of making someone poor. The procedure that is varied in order to estimate a variable's effect by comparison with a control condition. Develop a child's or animal's behavior by instruction and practice, especially to teach self-control. Specify as a condition or requirement in a contract or agreement. Make an express demand or provision in an agreement. The state of good health, especially in the phrases in condition, or in shape, or out of condition, or out of shape. A state at a particular time. A condition, or state, of disrepair. Usually plural, a statement of what is required as part of an agreement. The contract set out the conditions of the lease. An assumption on which rests the validity or effect of something else. Information that should be kept in mind when making a decision. A mode of being or form of existence of a person or thing. The human condition. An illness, disease, or other medical problem. A heart condition. Apply conditioner to in order to make smooth and shiny. I condition my hair after washing it. Establish a conditioned response. Put into a better state. He conditions old cars. A state at a particular time. The current status of the arms negotiations. The relative position or standing of things or especially persons in a society. He had the status of a minor. Utter a sudden loud cry. Utter aloud, often with surprise, horror, or joy. Shed tears because of sadness, rage, or pain. A slogan used to rally support for a cause. A cry to arms. A loud utterance of emotion, especially when inarticulate. A cry of rage. A loud utterance, often in protest or opposition. Proclaim or announce in public. Before we had newspapers, a town crier would cry the news. A fit of weeping. Had a good cry. Bring into a particular state by crying. Demand immediate action. This situation is crying for attention. The characteristic utterance of an animal. Utter a characteristic sound. The cat was crying. Motivation based on ideas of right and wrong. An actuating force or factor.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.